nice Sweet Maria's watermelon, huevatanago, el mirador. I've already had some of this. It's really pretty good coffee. But tonight I'm going to show you how and I say tonight because it's dark out. I'm on my back screen porch here. And how do I roast this? Thank you, Presto. And what you're not going to understand here, well, you did not understand anyways. This says Presto. Available at that one big box store. Guess what? Fed directly from the bottom. There it is. The nice thing about this, it's like one of these pumper style things. It's got a line inside there that tells you where to put the popcorn. Once you start using this for coffee, you'll never want to use it for popcorn again because it's really going to flavor it up. But anyways, extension cord, outlet. My barbecue makes a good table for this right now. I use 1 cup. Or that, 1 cup of green seeds. Or beans as we call them. They're seeds. And put them in there. And it's overloading a little. You got to shake it a little to begin with, but once it starts moving, it works wonderfully. I'll show you some roasted here in a little while. I can't run the camera and roast at the exact same time, but I will show you how it comes out in the end. And I guess you're going to take my word for it that I roasted it in this Presto. I like it. I like this unit a lot, more so than the other adapted unit, because the skins of the chaff all off the beans gets blown right out the top. Yes, it ends up on my back patio here, and yes, I can sweep it up. And you can see some of it falls into this container that normally catches the popcorn with the bowl and what have you. That's nice too. It actually keeps a little bit of the mess centralized in this area. I don't have to tie these down. The beans will not come out until, and I can just see the little thumb tab there. Love that. I can use that, and I can flip up this one, and I can look down in there and see how my beans are roasting. They don't come flying out. It's awesome. Anyways, I'll show you some of the coffee I roasted in this shortly. Thank you. Alright, so just so you can see now, these little grates, they do flip all the way back and over. Let me get a little piece up. You know what that is? I actually tried using a little twist tie to hold these together, thinking they were going to open up. And apparently I melted a little piece of the corner of that. I'll get that off in a minute. I did not end up having to need to use any kind of fasteners to close this up. This one, obviously with a little finger tab on here, does not flip all the way over, but the other two do. As you can see, I'm well above the recommended fill line for popcorn here. What this does is it actually slows down the rate of circulation, and it also forces the fan to make it, or the heating element, to work harder and be hotter. When you only fill it up to the line, your roast is going to take a long time because the element is getting hot enough for popcorn, but it's not doing a great roast on coffee beans. By overfilling it and slowing down the circulation, the rotation of the beans, which they will do nicely, and you'll see, that element stays hot. It stays hotter. You have a little lower airflow, a little more heat, and you don't have anything popping out of the top of this. It actually all worked out wonderfully, I swear. It's great. We'll add some more onto this in a minute. That's it for now. Okay, so we're back again. This is me shaking it up. What you can see is there's just no rotation happening in the circulation here. You've got to sit here and shake this keep those beans agitated and moving. This is not a zero effort coffee roast, I promise you. As you shake, they will circulate, they will rotate, they will go through there. Once you work some of the moisture out of those beans, though, and they start drying out and swelling up and shaking these skins off, they'll start going, they'll start rotating on their own. About halfway through the roast. Actually, just before you get probably to about first crack, they'll start circulating on their own, I promise you. And looks real uneven yet, but once it starts going, they'll even out. Okay, come back for more in a little while. And by the way, this is how I normally agitate it. Maybe with two hands, but I just sit here shaking. And with one hand on the camera and one hand on the popper, I can't really show you what's going on inside. But as I'm doing this and agitating them, they are circulating in there. Take my word for it. Or not. Alright, this is maybe a minute or two after the last one. And I don't know how the audio is going to work here. But I'm definitely getting first crack here pretty nice. You hear that? Probably shouldn't hold my iPhone up that close to baking it, but so skin starting to come out of there. Yeah, they're going everywhere all over my back patio here. This is why I'm doing this outside. There's not an excessive amount of smoke though. If I was willing to live with this many coffee skins chaff in my house, which I'm not, you know, you probably could do this inside. The aroma's not half bad. Yes, it's a little grassy, but if you've ever roasted coffee beans before, you know what I'm talking about. This reminds me of Pan and Gold maybe. Hear that? First crack's going along nice. We're going to pause again and see if we can get back in for just when the second crack starts, and that's about where I stop for what I consider a full city, maybe a full city plus. Alright, back pretty quick here. It doesn't take much of an agitation. It's a little shaking. Keep those beans moving through there. Anybody says you can't use a bottom vented popper for roasting, it takes a little more attention. I'm going to say it's not ideal, but it works. Those beans will keep moving in there. They will roast nicely. We're already going to the second crack right there. A lot of my chaff gets collected by this outer thing. That sounds good. I'm right about where I'm going to stop this, so I'm going to pause the video again. Alright, welcome back. Those are not green beans you're seeing right there. That's chaff. There's just chaff in those beans. They're actually very nicely roasted. Hot! A little bit. I probably went a little over on this. This is probably a full city plus. I let that second crack go a little longer than I normally would because I normally like just a full city to a full city plus. But this Guatemalan, what do you call this? I had some yesterday. Wonderful. A Huehuetenango El Mirador. Single estate, single origin. Sweet Maria's just hooks me up every time with some nice stuff. Yes, this was about a little over $6.50 a pound, and maybe, you know, you'll get your Folgers for that kind of cost. But roasting this, single origin, fair trade, you know, Sweet Maria's encourages some nice, what do you call it, organic. They try to get their farmers to stick with shade grown, to not cut down the indigenous trees, and I love their ethics. and I love what they do, and I love that they are going right to the farmers. They're going right to the farmers, and they're buying the beans directly from them, because these guys in a lot of these countries don't get squat, because the middlemen mark up everything so much and don't end up handing down what comes down from you and I when we go to like places like Starbucks, or we buy the coffee on the store shelf. When you're doing this stuff came right from the farmer, and then right in my backyard I roasted it. And I've actually got a Turkish hand grinder. I hand grind all this coffee, just because it's kind of fun, actually. And so this will actually get all ground in the morning. I'm going to let these seeds gas off for tonight. And I'll blow some more of this little chaff out of here for a while. I'm still waiting for these things to get to the point where I can handle them. But look at that. Look at those. That's a nice roast. And I mean, I'll just grab another hand. Hot. That's not a green bean. That is chaff. This is actually a really a pretty nice roast right here. You can do this yourself. It's easy. It's fun. It's a wonderful gift to give people. Home roasted. And when you could say it was hand ground even. Look at that. And you can't even imagine the aroma. It smells so good. Anybody can do this. Anybody. Yes, don't stop going to your local coffee shop. I love the family-owned local coffee shops. Not a fan of the big chains, but I do love a nice local coffee shop for socializing, for doing whatever. But why not treat yourself to some coffee that you roasted yourself? If you'd roasted the night before, you'd love it. Good stuff. Anyways, I'm going to let this be like it is, and maybe I'll put some more up later. Good night.